So today we're going to take what you did last night and take it up a notch. Okay, so generally speaking, I feel like people did pretty well on last night's homework. So today what we're going to do is go, okay, what if there are more than just like one thing involved? So I'm going to remind you that if your transversal is not crossing parallel lines, there is no relationship between those angles. Your transversal has to be crossing parallel lines. So you want to work across the parallel lines, not with the parallel lines. So, for example here, if I'm looking for x, the question becomes, is x related to the 73 or is x related to the 102? It's not going to be related to both in this equation or in this diagram because there's only two parallel lines. So when I look, I've got these two parallel lines and x has a line that goes across those two this way. So x is only related to the 102. X is not related in any way to the 73. Now, what type of angles are x and the 102? Anyone? Same side interior. Therefore, they should be, the other S word, supplementary. So, all I have to do is do 180 minus 102 is 78. You want your transversal to go across the parallel lines. So then over here to find y, if I go this way, what kind of angles, I'm going to ask this question, listen carefully, what kind of angles are y and 102? They're corresponding. Are their measures related? No, because if I go this way, I'm not crossing parallel lines. So I need to go this direction. What kind of angles are y and 73? Alternate interior. Am I crossing parallel lines? Yes. So how are the alternate interiors related? They're congruent. So y is going to be just 73. So this is going to be probably most of the problems on the next test that involve this kind of thing. You're going to have to decide which angles are actually related to one another. So on this problem, the question is x related to the 81? Or is x related to the 74? Which one is it?
The 81.
Why?
Because it's crossing multiple parallel lines.
Yeah, it's because it's crossing these two parallel lines. So you want to go this direction. Now, what makes this one harder is, first of all, well, they didn't draw these all the way out. Well, that's fine. If that bugs you, draw it all the way out. If it doesn't bother you, leave it. Now, this one's a little harder because what kind of angles are x and 81? Nope. Nope. It's a trick question.
Wait, what was the question?
What kind of angles are x and 81? They're not any kind of angles. But I can use corresponding angles to help me out. X corresponds to which angle over here?
The one
Over there.
Oh.
The one where? Below the 81. That's exactly right.
What?
Shh. And what kind of angles are the 81 and the x?
So,
Why are they supplementary?
because it's a
Okay, that's circular. What kind of angles? There it is. What was it? It's a linear pair.
A linear pair.
Linear. Linear pair is always supplementary. Or, the other way we could have gone and said, if this is 81, how much is this angle right here?
81.
81. And what kind of angles are x and the original and this 81? Same side interior, and they add up to 180. So either way, 180 minus 81 leaves me with 99 for x.
X equals 99.
You're
Yeah.
What kind of, so here, is y related to the 81 or is y related to the 74? 74. What type of angles are those?
Same side.
Same side interior.
Same side interior. So how are they related?
They're the same thing.
No, not the same thing. They're supplementary. So I'm going to take 180 minus 74 is 106. All right, for number 3, let's take a look at this diagram. This is a slightly more complicated diagram because it's got things going all over the place. So the question becomes, what angle is x related to? And I'll show you how I think about it. The sides of x are this line and this line, right? Those are the two sides of angle x. Is either of those two that I've just outlined parallel to something?
Yes.
Yes, it's parallel to this side, right? What kind of angles? Then notice I've outlined the 47. X has to be related to the 47 somehow. What type of angles are the x and the 47? No, they're not corresponding. Alternate interior. And what do I know about alternate interior angles when the lines are parallel? They're congruent, so x is 47. All right, for y is made by this line and this line. Those are the two sides of y. Are either of those parallel to something?
Yes.
What are they parallel to?
The line at the bottom.
The line at the bottom. What other angle have I just outlined? I haven't outlined z. I outlined y to start with, the 35. What kind of angles are the y and the 35?
Alternate interior.
They're alternate interior. So this is going to be 35. Now, there are actually two different ways to find z. I'm just going to show you one. What is the measure of this whole angle right here that I just outlined in red? How can I find the measure of that whole angle? Right, add the 47 and the 35. That's 82. Notice z is right here. What kind of angles are this whole angle that is 82 and angle z? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Is it same side?
They're same side interiors. So I do 180 minus 82 is 98.
Bro, we weren't even on.
All right, shh. All right. Hey, all right, Paige, that's enough. All right, let's take a look at this next one. X is made by this line and this line. I actually have a couple of different choices on this. is x going to be related to the y plus 12?
Yes.
Yes? But that's not much help, is it?
No.
Is x going to be related to the 80?
Yes.
Yes, because if I go from the x to the 80, am I crossing parallel lines?
Yes.
Yes. What kind of angles are the x and the 80?
Congruent. Or corresponding.
Corresponding. So this is 80. Now, what kind of angles are this 80 and the y plus 12?
Corresponding.
Also corresponding. So they are
80.
congruent. So y plus 12 is equal to 80. So y is equal to 68.
Wait, but if they're the same, how is it not 80?
This angle is 80. If this was just y would be 80. But this,
Oh, but
this angle is 80, but y is 68,
Oh,
That's
right?
amazing.
yeah.
All right. Now let's look at the z plus 15. Is it related to this 80 up here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because if I go from one to the other, am I crossing parallel lines?
Yes.
Yes. What kind of angles are they?
Alternate interior. Wait. They're not.
They're not any kind of angles,
Yeah.
right? But you can either use corresponding angles or you can use vertical angles. It doesn't matter which. If you do vertical angles, this angle, well, that's not much help. Let's do corresponding. This one's 80. What kind of angles are this new 80 and the z plus 15?
Linear.
They're linear what? Linear pair. So how are they related?
They equal 180.
Yeah, what's the one word? Pardon?
Supplementary.
They're supplementary. So that's z plus 95 is 180. So z is 85. Okay, everybody good through that? Okay, number 5. I'm going to give you a quick guarantee. There'll be a problem similar to this one, not exactly like it, but similar to this one on your next quiz. It will destroy some of you. It's not a hard problem though. But you do have to pay attention. So if I'm trying to find x, if I go up, I see 58. Are the x and the 58 related to each other?
Yes.
How?
Oh, wait,
They're
no.
alternate exterior. Are their measures related to each other?
No.
No. They are a type of angles, but they aren't related to each other. Yes, sir.
Would x and oh wait, never mind. But wait, wouldn't we not be able to do like 58 because they're not parallel?
So that means that the 58 and the x have nothing to do with one another in terms of the measures. But let's go this way. What kind of angles are the x and the 112? Same side, interior. Am I crossing parallel lines?
Yes.
No.
Does that green line cross parallel lines or not?
Yes, yes.
This should be a simple question, but I get a lot of wrong answers on it. Yes.
Common sense isn't so common.
So how are their measures? How are their measures related to each other?
They're the same supplementary.
They're supplementary. So x plus 112 is equal to 180. Subtract 112 from both sides, and we get 68 for x.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Okay, so you know the 58 and then
I'm listening.
I'm trying to find the word. Vertical angle. So
To the 58?
yeah.
So this would be 58.
Yeah, and then the corresponding angle of that line would be the x, so why wouldn't it?
Because is this transversal, if you're going
No, it's not.
up and down, crossing parallel lines? No, it's not crossing parallel lines, so there's no relationship. But now let's go this direction. Is y related to the 58?
No. Yes.
So far I've heard no, yes, no, yes.
Well, I said no because
But then you said,
I changed it to yes because it crosses two.
and then someone else said no.
I didn't say
Is this green line crossing parallel lines?
Yes.
yes.
Yes, so there is a relationship. What kind of angles are the y and the 58? Corresponding, so that's 58. What kind of angles are the z and this 58?
Same side.
Same side, let's say the whole word, please. Same side, interior, so how are they related? One word, supplementary. 180 minus 58 is 122.
Yay.
All right, for this next one, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. If I'm looking at the 2x plus 3, the sides of the 2x plus 3 are this line and this line. Is one of those lines parallel to something?
Yes.
Yes. What angle did I just outline up here? The 46. What kind of angles are the 46 and the 2x plus 3? Uh-oh.
The what?
The 46 and the 2x plus 3. They're corresponding. Remember, if I take the 46 here and I just slide it down, does it match up exactly on top of the 2x plus 3?
No. Yes.
If I take this and picked it up and slid it down this, wouldn't it be right there?
Yes.
So we just ignore the other line?
Yeah, the other line has nothing to do with the 46 or with the 2x plus 3. And that's one of the hard things about this. You have to ignore things that don't have anything to do with anything else. So 2x plus 3 is equal to 46. So 2x is equal to 23.
I don't like that number.
That's not-
Oh, 43. Sorry about that.
I still don't like that number.
You don't like that?
No.
So this is going to be 2x is 43.
Yes.
So then x is 21.5. I'm going to switch colors. Shh. The 3y is this side, shh, and this side. Is one of those two blue lines parallel to something?
Yes.
Yes. So what do I have outlined in blue up here? 63. What kind of angles are the 63 and the 3y? Same side what? Interior. So how are they related? They're supplementary. So 3y plus 63 is 180. Subtract, we get 3y is 157. That doesn't seem right. That's not right.
It's just a bad
Wow.
number.
I think it's 117.
It is 117. I'm having a bad day. So divide, and that's 30, 27, 9.
That's great.
All right. And now the z part. And you're like, oh my goodness. The z part's really easy. What do those three angles have to add up to? 180. 46 and 63 is 107. From 180 is 73.
Oh. Makes sense.
All right, page 2.
No.
So this is a new type of problem. They are not easy at first, but if you don't do them, then they'll never become easy. This is called a proof. In a proof, what we try to do is take the given information and through a series of steps logically conclude that the proof statement is true. And here's how we set it up. There are many ways to do them, but for right now we're going to do what's called a 2-column proof. The first column will be statements. Statements are always things that we know are true. The second column will be reasons. That will be, well, how do we know that that's true? Those will always be definitions, theorems, properties, those sorts of things. They'll never, under the reasons, you should never talk about angle 1 or angle 2 or line R or line S. They should be general ideas. I always start with the given. Your book doesn't always. So when you're doing things out of the book, pay attention to that. Tonight's assignment is a worksheet. How do I know that this part is true? Because it was given to me. Someone said, this is what we know to start with. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mark that R is parallel to S, and I'm going to mark that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. I'm sorry?
Is that an arrow, like thingy?
These?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, next we want to make another statement based on the information that I was given. So I know 1 and 2 are congruent. Not much I can do with that right now. What kind of angles are 2 and 3? Corresponding. Here's the transversal. Is that transversal crossing parallel lines? Yes. So then what do I know about the corresponding angles? Is what I heard. They're the same. What is the geometry word for that? We have to use congruent. So angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. There's 2 different ways you can write this. You can write 2 lines parallel, and I'll just use the parallel symbol. Implies, that's this double arrow, corresponding angles congruent. I would suggest that you do that. The other thing that you can write, it's a little bit shorter, but you have to remember which type it is. This is the corresponding angles postulate. If you just write corresponding angles, you're not going to get any credit at all. Yes?
You also have to put the postulate theorem.
Postulate theorem. Postulates and theorems are 2 different things. You can either, I'm not sure what you're asking. You can write this first thing or you can write this second thing. Take your pick.
I wrote the first thing, but I was just saying, just asking.
What do you, I don't understand what you're asking.
I thought that was the theorem, like,
It's a postulate.
okay.
Okay? Now, here's something new. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, meaning they have the same measure, and angle 2 is congruent to angle 3, well then what should be true about angle 1 and angle 3? They've got to be congruent. This is called the substitution property.
Is this gonna be on our next test?
Yes, absolutely. All right, we're almost out of time. I'm going to quickly look at this one. Don't worry about trying to write anything down. Let's just think about the steps that we would go through. So we've got angle T, we've got T is parallel to D, and then angle 3 is congruent to angle 2. If these two lines are parallel, what's angle 3 congruent to? That was given. If these two lines are parallel, what is 3 congruent to? 1. Why? What kind of angles are those? Corresponding angles. So those, you'd either have to write two lines parallel, then the corresponding angles are congruent, or write corresponding angles postulate. Over here, what's true? Alternate interior, exactly right. So 2 would be congruent to 4 because those are alternate interior angles. That's the alternate interior angles theorem. If you don't want to try to remember which one's a theorem and which one's a postulate, you would just write two lines parallel, imply that the alternate interior angles are congruent. Yes, and then you put them all together by substituting.
They're all together.
Yeah, so they're all congruent to each other.
I drink all my water by sugar.
All right, once you have your work complete, you can head out.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, this is what happens when you're rude and pack up early.
Dang.
Darn.
Ah!
It also happens
It
when
was
you don't
not
go
that
to
bad.
the
No,
airport.
right?
Hi, Abby. Hi, Katrina.
Hey, you have
Bye.
my.
I'm gonna go